Well, hello everybody once again. Thank you for tuning in to this restoration of a Nauticus 27 foot. Today is the day where we attack the cockpit. I know this all looks, I don't know how we're going to edit it in relation to all the things that we are filming, but as I said to you many times before, I am no professional at this, and it's a case of doing jobs, having a word with people and saying, you know, this is what I want to do with this particular bit, and then they come back and say, well, what you could do with doing is this, that and the other. So these are the things that I seem to be doing at the moment. So with that in mind...
1 minute. We were talking to Alex yesterday and he suggested using these beams above your head to help us get the engine out.
You just completely jumped the gun there.
I know, but you need to tell them why we've come to this, or you need to tell the viewer why we've come to this decision.
I was.
Go on then.
This cameraman, you know, it'll be one day where I'll be behind the camera and he'll be in front showing me how to do it. As I was saying, what we've got to do now is we made the decision on removing this engine. Now, we come to the conclusion that if this engine or this type of engine must have been placed in this boat prior to this particular area here, which is a fiberglass unit that is all one piece that's screwed into place, because it's a difficult angle to get it out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to remove the engine and we're going to remove this. Now the problem we've got is the location of where the boat is, because at the time of this whole restoration idea, I never dreamt that the engine would actually be coming out. So we've got the issue of how do we get it out. I've got block and tackle, etc. But of course it's got to be hoisted from above. Now we've got two steel girders, one on either side. They're about, from memory, about 15 foot. So I had a word with a colleague of mine who's on this site, industrial estates, a mechanic, and he said, well, maybe you might be able to spot weld a girder across and maybe be able to hoist it out. But since then, I think what I'm going to try and do before we even attempt to do that, because I think that's a lot of work, and I think there's a way of getting this out a lot easier, and that is going back to when I had the business next door. I used to have a truck and it used to have a boom. I was in the carpet and furniture industry, and I had a boom on it where it was like a 13-foot pole where you would spear into the carpet, lift it up, bring it out, and you'd be able to cut it up. Now, I've got a facility of still using that boom, and I could borrow a truck from somebody across the way. And I still think that that probably would be the best way of getting this engine out, because I think there's enough gap down the side of the boat to take this truck down with the boom on it, angle it across, chain over the boom, hook it onto these two eyes that are on the engine, and then hoist it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. I've unscrewed it all, so it's all loose. It's just heavy for one to do, so John and myself are going to hopefully be able to take this out. But it was tight up against the impeller, which was attached to this engine here, this section here. So I've removed this, and I'm just going to remove that. So now I've got a gap where I can safely bring this out. Obviously, I didn't realise that this engine has got a two-way water system, so that is, by the looks of it, it's cooled by the water from the exterior of the boat, but also has an internal water cooling system as well. So, which is good. it all leads to the decision we're going to make on whether we keep this engine or whether we get rid of it. So anyway, we've got a nice gap now where we can comfortably lift this out, because I've got to bring it this way slightly in order to lift it. It's extremely tight to get out on this way, because I did attempt to lift it up and I got it jammed. So basically, fingers crossed, we're going to be able to, John and I, move this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to place that camera somewhere over there, and we're just going to let it go real time, and then we'll quicken it up so then it gets within a time period, because you don't want to be watching us for a couple of hours lugging this about and looking a fool. So what we'll do is we'll rig it up over there, we'll set the camera going, and then we'll just keep going until we get this thing out. So we'll cut it at that, and we'll see how we go. See you later. Press play. Shame you didn't have a remote, isn't it?
I've got one
You haven't?
in the bag. Don't know how to use it.
Oh, it must be press play, press stop, play, record. Just concentrate on what you're doing. Don't even think about me. Watch that leg of that thing, it's right on the edge.
Yeah.
When your ladder moves. That's a damn trick.
Why?
That means I've got to do that to get off the boat. We want that ladder here. We're not.
Can't swear in front of the viewer.
We'll cut that out. Oh, do you know how to do bleeps?
No.
Oh, we might need them. There's a funny feeling something's going to go wrong.
That's in the right place.
Yeah, as long as it's on that underlay bit. All right. So what I'll do is, we'll just forget that's even running. So get all the tools out of the way. I'll pass you the tools and you can put them into there.
That box needs to tell you again.
Which box?
Okay, let's bring it over.
Just wait, I need to balance. Okay?
Yeah. So what's your next step?
I don't know. I'm ahead in the brain.
Well, you're ahead of yourself. You didn't think you'd be going this far today.
No.
Not tidy, that piece.
Got it? Well, just sit and admire our handiwork.
Have you got
The
something
next
to
job
say
is
to the viewer?
What?
Have you got something to say to the viewer?
I forgot that they were there.
Shall I bring them down?
Yeah, good idea. Before anybody rips me to pieces about my lighting system in here, I am getting one, and I'm getting one tomorrow. I've just realised that once this goes live and everybody sees what I've been using as a light, I've no doubt everybody will be ripping into me. So I'm just warning, that will be changed to a better system. But today, wow, we've done so well today. I didn't think we'd get as far as we have, but we have. It's just given us so much more access to what we've got. It's liberating, actually. It's tremendous. Can't believe how much room we've got. I feel like this is a stage. There's my audience. Right, so here's a close-up of what we've actually done. This might be beneficial for anybody that has a Nauticus that's debating whether they want to do a restoration. As a close-up to how one of these is made. It's the bulkhead was fiberglassed in from the lower section down. As you can see, I've cut from there. There was a piece of fiberglass or layers of fiberglass that obviously came round onto the bulkhead. So I've sliced all the way down and then across. There's like a little noggin there. I'm not so sure what that is, but I've left it there anyway for now. And I sliced all the way along, and then the bulkhead was sort of resting on top of this and went down by about 3 or 4 inches. So I sliced down and across, and then we slid them out as you saw. So these are out. I'm so looking forward to getting some new pieces in. But for now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up all this area for the next few days. Because it's just unbelievably manky. I mean, look at it. Underneath here, it's just, oh, look at that. I mean, it's depressing when you look at that lot. It's awful. So all this is going to come out. This, from what I remember, there was obviously a sump leak, and when the boat was taken out of the water 4 years ago, this area here was fairly clean, and when the guy took it out of the water and put it on the trailer, he sort of shunted the boat on by driving and then putting his brakes on, and it slid the boat right up to the top end of the trailer. And there's a tray full of oil there, which as obviously the oil has just spewed over the top of this little lip over here and come into this section here. So I think that's the reason why it's so bad, because normally you wouldn't get oil coming as far as this, because there is a sort of a 3 or 4 inch lip, but that tray I can see inside there is full of oil. There's no oil in the engine, so obviously the sump gasket has completely perished. We'll know more once the engine comes out, but it gives me a chance now to completely clean. It's going to take days to clean this lot up. That tank there is full of, I know that it's at least, it must be a quarter, even half full of diesel. I don't think the diesel will be any use. It's maybe 3 years old, but I've just noticed that there is at the bottom of that tank there's a little pipe with a little red button on the end of it, so it looks like I can drain that tank from that, which is good. And I think we'll probably, should we take that tank out? Probably might as well, to clean underneath it and what have you. We've got this far. There's only a pipe. There's only a pipe there that's going upwards. So, what a great day! Thanks to John. I mean, 2 men have done this within about a couple of hours, I would have thought. If I was doing this on my own, I mean, I'm into April, May, June, July, August. We're into September. 5 months I've done this on my own. This is the first time I've required help, and within 2 hours I've done a lot more than I would have thought I would have ever done. We've got the fiberglass moulded tub, which was great. And we've got the bulkheads out, which is unbelievable. So I'm so pleased with the progress that we've made. And I can see the engine. I mean, you know, the bulkhead, that small bulkhead there, I'm going to rip that out. And if we may be able to slide the engine this way a bit. So as I said to you before, we'll hopefully get a little truck in here with a boom on it, and we can hoist that thing out and get it out of the way. And then we can really start cleaning up and then deciding what we're going to put in its place. So, great. I'm delighted with what we've done. So, all these little bits and bats, I'm going to start removing these and cleaning it up. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Probably one of our best episodes, I would have thought. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.